Hello all and welcome back to the Football Chat. Today we're going to be talking about Fantasy Premier League once again. It's game week 15, really playing on through the season now. Game 15, we're going to run through last week, game week 14, we're going to review our game week. We're also then going to move on to game week 15, talk about who we've selected and we'll go through our team, but at the same time talk about alternatives, options to try and help you guys muddle through your teams as well if you're looking for options in the final two game weeks before the World Cup gets started, because obviously this year the Winter World Cup starts in 2 game weeks time, meaning that we get free transfers all over the winter period, which I think is a very interesting I wouldn't say niche, but
I like
change.
I actually like it because I think I rolled in my free transfer from last week, so I've had 2 free transfers this week, and what I've done is I've gone because we've only got 2 game weeks. I've gone right. What team has probably got who's the most informed team right now, and who's got the easiest run of fixtures.
Yeah. Well, you've only got 2 game weeks, so you might
exactly just chuck a game.
I do think the World Cup as well does help. It helps people who've had a tough start sort of turn that around, but it also helps people. It also helps to slow down people who've had a good start. Because now it's not just a matter of they've got the best players. Everyone's now just going to sit to the end. The people that started fast and use their chips in the right places, they're going to be fine. It is actually now about you've got to you've got to guess again. Really, it's like another summer, really. So it's going to be interesting.
I think one big thing I'd say now is don't take any minus points anywhere. You've got 2 game weeks. There's no point losing yourself -4. Because in 2 games' time, you can just transfer everyone out for free.
Yeah, don't think long term. But if you've got, say, 2 injuries or suspensions in the case of players like Ivan Toney and Bruno Fernandes.
If you've got 2 injuries, I wouldn't take minus points. There's no point taking minus points to bring in a player for 2 game weeks.
Alright, fair enough. Shall we review game week 14?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Because I'm quite happy with my game week 14. I'm quite content. Do you want to talk us through yours first, then, with your stinky game week?
It didn't like it was going to be a stinker because defensively, I had Guaita 4, Michaelenko 6, Perisic 4, Ward 7. I always knew that Castagna,
Ward, man,
Anthony and Haaland were both in my team. Obviously, I knew Haaland would get subbed out for Castagna, so I was expecting that 2 points there. Didn't expect Anthony to not play, which went Ashley Young with 0, because he Villa lost 4-0 to Newcastle. Went Ashley Young on 0, got subbed in, so that didn't help me there.
Yeah, no, it
Amon
doesn't sound like
12,
it would.
kind of, again, but that was it for me, really. Sterling 1, Eze 3, Captain Kane only got 1 against Bournemouth, could not believe that. And then my other problem was Ivan Toney, only picking up 1 against Wolves. And
of course, picked up a yellow card. Is now suspended.
Obviously, though, if you haven't watched the show before,
we'll find out.
The thing this year is that I've had Ivan Toney since game week 1, and I will never take him out of my team, which does mean that he's sitting 3rd sub for this game week, so you can see how he's suspension.
Big cool. As for my team, a very, very good 69 points, gaining in my mini leagues. Did decently well. I gained a few spots in the Football Chat League, not loads, but a few. So up to I'm in the top 450 again, I think. So pretty decent there. And then 6 for Pope, 6 for Cancelo, 9 from Dallo, 7 from Cody, 11 from Trippier. Very, very good points in the defence. Chilwell didn't start, and I'm kind of glad he didn't, because that wouldn't have gone well. I could have done with another defender in there picking up a few points. Midfield, it wasn't stunning, but 7 from Trossard and 16 from Martinelli, who took the armband. That's all right. 2 from Zaha, 3 from Mitrovic, only picked up 1. The thing is, this game week, with a Haaland thrown in there, and with Zaha Netse maybe transferred out, I had Foden sat on my bench as well, after I saw that he was injured.
Yeah.
So, of course he didn't start. That was it. I saw it was leaked that he wasn't going to start, and I thought, benching him then.
Just looking at the top in the world for Game Week 14, 134 points. Triple captain Callum Wilson got 57. Trippier 11, De Gea 8, Saliba 7, Dallo 9, Odegaard 10, Trossard 7, De Bruyne 11, Almiron 12. That there is just about, that's complete. That's all. Sometimes you never know in FPL. Even if you don't get the highest game, if you can just get one game week where all your gambles and you just pick the right players, you're gonna smash it.
I think there's a player you mentioned there that I'm going to start today's show by discussing, and that's Callum Wilson. Very, very, very decent game week 14, but would it be reactionary to bring him in your team now?
I think it would be very. Don't get me wrong. Newcastle playing very, very good football. I think if you bring him in, you're only bringing him for these 2 game weeks because realistically, Alexander Isak will be back after the World Cup, I believe. And as I said, Tottenham look good, but Aston Villa have looked all over the place, to be honest. And obviously, that was Aaron Danks was still in charge of that game, and Villa have really not looked good. And they'll be hoping that Unai Emery this weekend can pull off an upset against Manchester United, which is not a fun first game. But I do think Newcastle, despite looking good, maybe do get Wilson. Don't expect as many points as obviously he got.
I was going to say, I don't think he's going to score like a hat trick every week. No. For the moment, I look at my striker situation, I'm very happy with Dominic Solanke. He's a cheap option. They've got Leeds this week who are a little all over the place. Yes, it's at Ellen Road, but I don't know. I just feel like maybe he can nick a goal. And then Everton at home. Yeah. That's a game Solanke's going to score in my opinion.
I made a strange decision this week, and I kind of regret it now.
And they've also got Haaland, of course.
I didn't make a striker change. And my 3 strikers are Tony suspended, Haaland with a knock, and Kane against Liverpool.
I think he'll be alright. Kane could score against Liverpool.
Tottenham at home against Liverpool. Tottenham should win that.
Haaland looks like he'll be fine to start.
Yeah, and if he isn't, it'll be Raheem Sterling getting subbed in.
Yeah, that's where my problem lies. Is obviously you're just going, you know what, Tony's not going to do anything. I'm keeping him as 3rd sub, though. And he will be back the week after. I look at Alexander Mitrovic, Manchester City this week, Manchester United the week after. I haven't made my transfer yet, by the way, at the time of recording, everyone. I know you have made
I've made 2.
You've made some transfers. I am just holding off until the press conference on Friday. I want to see what Guardiola says, and I want to just make sure my team is fine.
Very smart.
And obviously Europe is on. We're recording before the European games.
Oh yeah.
Say there's an injury to a Manchester City player. I don't imagine many big ones will play, but maybe a Foden or Cancelo could be starting.
You talk about.
I have the same with obviously Dallo and Martinelli.
The 2 players I've brought in this week, a defender and a midfielder. Both.
I was going to say. Yeah, so they're both from the same club, aren't they?
Yeah, they're both from the same club, and they're both playing in Europe. If you haven't guessed it already, West Ham.
All right, well, we'll go into midfielders next. We'll get into defenders a little bit later. So in terms of midfielders, who is that signing you've brought in?
Jared Bowen. I mean, looking at his last games, he got 0 against Liverpool because he missed a penalty. But that's, he could score a goal there. But he's shown not much this season. But I think I look back at their recent results. The Liverpool game, and he lost 1-0. That was a good result. Beat Bournemouth 2-0. And then you could say in the United game, they were the best side second half. And they could have deserved to get something from that. And I think...
My one problem with it is, doesn't this directly contradict your Crystal Palace?
What do you mean?
Well, they play Crystal Palace this week.
Yes.
So by bringing them in, does that not instantly mean that either... Because if both score, you've got a defender from each team and the Palace goalkeeper.
Well, Guaita doesn't start.
And you've got Eze. There's a chance that both teams score and the players you've brought in aren't involved, and the Palace players you've got aren't involved.
That is true.
And then you lose points across the board.
It is true, but then also it could go the other way, and you could say that they could draw 1-1 and both my midfield, or it's 0-0, and then both my defenders keep a clean sheet, and then both my midfielders keep a clean sheet.
Yeah, I guess that makes some sense.
I didn't really think right, because I also that they've got Palace, and then they've got Leicester, and they're 2 teams that Palace have done well this season, but they're so up and down. Same with Leicester. I think West Ham at home in both of those games. I think I've also just covered myself a bit there because it's basically West Ham do well. I've got their 2 best players right now, and if Crystal Palace do well, I've got Eze, who's one of those players, and Joel Ward.
Yeah.
I don't know why I've still got Joel. He will be leaving my club.
It's odd you're not benching him this week, I think.
Well, I've got my other defenders, Ashley Young.
No, but I look at Raheem Sterling and I'm very miffed as to why you're starting Joel Ward over Sterling.
I don't... Do you know what?
I think this comes back again. I think this is where we could discuss formations. You were lining up with the 4-4-2 there.
Now going to the 3.
Is the 3... I think the 3 is the best, just to have as little defence as possible. Because as much as they can score big points...
I just think formation for me really depends. I don't look at formation on FPL. I just look at my team, who's going to get me the most points this week.
Yeah, but I think even if I thought... If it's 50-50 between two players and one's a defender, one's a midfielder, I'm picking the midfielder. And I've obviously got 3 defenders in the team.
Yeah, but I think it's very rare you get a 50-50.
I don't. Like this week, I was really... I've got Ben Chilwell on my bench.
I don't usually have a 50... Well, that makes sense. They've got Arsenal. Chelsea's got Arsenal.
Yeah, but he still plays for Chelsea. And Eze hasn't scored in a while.
No.
And this is what I'm
Love
saying.
Chelsea, but even if Chelsea win on Sunday, they will not keep a clean sheet against Arsenal. Eze, if he doesn't keep a clean sheet, he doesn't gain 1, or he'll score.
The thing that eventually took me over the edge was the fact that Chilwell will... I don't think he'll start.
For Sterling,
could
if
not
Sterling
start.
starts tonight against Zagreb, I won't start him because I don't think he'll start Sunday.
Okay. So, yeah, talking about sort of the structure of the midfield then, or the whole team, a lot of people send a lot of money up front, a bit in midfield, nothing in defence. You've gone a little scattered, but definitely premiums up front. You've got Kane and Haaland.
And Tony. Potentially.
Not, I wouldn't call him a premium, but yeah.
I've done exactly what you said. Then defence is very, very cheap with Castagna, Michaelenko, and I might as well just say it now, Kurt Zuma. And Joel Ward,
the Sterling pick's an odd one for me because he's not been firing. He's losing price. What's his value now?
It's 9.8.
So he was 9. So he's lost 0.3 mil on him.
I've just kept him in my team really. He's been sitting there. I keep forgetting to transfer because I don't look at any other big money players. I'm just going to keep him in there until the World Cup. Because Chelsea, we've got Newcastle.
I was going to say, I think Chilwell's going to go for me. I'm at the moment, I'm looking at a -4, taking Mitrovic and Chilwell out and potentially freeing up some funds.
I'm not taking a -4. I'm just going to keep it as it is.
My only fear is that I think Chilwell could lose value.
Yeah.
So I might need to get rid of him to just protect my value. I've also accidentally I've got Connor Cody on my bench. He's playing against Leicester.
See, yeah, I'm also hoping for a 0-0 draw there. I've got Michaelenko and Timothy Castagna.
But I can't find room for him. I've got Cancelo, Trippier, Dallo right this week.
Right.
That's my back line. I don't see how I get Cody in there.
Who's your midfield?
Martinelli, Foden, Trossard, Zaha, Eze.
Yeah, leave it like that because I wouldn't gamble on Everton keeping a clean sheet. They're at home.
But that's what I'm saying. I think I'd rather... Could I gamble on that and that'd be a safe bet than Eze scoring against West Ham away? I think I'm going to do it.
Make sure he's your first sub.
No, he's getting in there.
Okay, make sure Eze's your first sub.
That's the thing though. I've got Mitro on my bench.
Against City. He could
score. This is such a game that Man City could throw away, you know.
You can't take that gamble. It's not a gamble you can take. FPL is... The difference is, with FPL... I always base on you have your couple players that you know are going to guarantee you points. And they're not usually differentials. For example, Haaland, I've got Almiron, Nick Pope, Harry Kane's another one, Ivan Toney's usually one that guarantees me points. Players like that are going to guarantee you get a Foden, a Cancelo, something like that.
But Foden's not. I brought Foden in. Pep's benched him every week.
Maybe not Foden, but like De Bruyne.
Well, Pep Roulette.
No, De Bruyne is one player that doesn't get subbed out during Pep Roulette.
I think he could against Fulham, you know. It's a game that they could afford to risk.
I'm not saying just for this game week, I'm saying in general, you have maybe your expensive players that everyone's got that guarantee you points, and then you have your differentials.
Yeah. At the moment, I'm just trying to tick over a few points. I want to have another good game week, especially before the World Cup, and then I've done. So I might roll over my chances. I might make 2.
Do you want to run for your team this week?
Yeah, so I've got Pope in goal. I think I do fine against Southampton away. Cancelo and Trippier, Dallo, Cody. I'm backing them all to keep clean sheets, but it doesn't seem likely they will. But they all performed well last week. It only makes sense to keep them on this week. Martinelli did really well last time out, and I do think, as much as I love Chelsea, it's going to be a tough game to come out with a victory. Then Foden, if he starts against Fulham at home, he's going to bag goals. Trossard does Wolves away. Wolves are all over the place at the moment. If Haaland isn't fit, he's my captain. Got him on the vice. Zaha's got West Ham away. Now, I don't think Palace are going to do well there. I have to be honest. I think they could struggle. But I don't look at my bench options and think there's anything better there, because Eze obviously doesn't make any sense. Chilwell, Arsenal, I think they're going to concede, as you say, and Mitro. Man City away, maybe if it was at home I could see them getting something from the game for them, but at the Etihad I just don't see it. Solanke has Leeds away. Now that is a game where he could definitely get some goals. I know Ellen Road is a tough place to go, but they're a very good team, Bournemouth, and I'm definitely keeping them around, especially for next week's fixture, because looking at it, I think they've got a good chance next week. They're playing Everton at home. Yeah. I think he did definitely get a goal there. That's also why I'm not getting rid of my Palace assets just yet. They've got Nottingham Forest next week. Forest are woeful. Forest are tragic.
I'm laughing at that with my Triple Palace players.
Yeah, in fact, Joel will probably just get sent off for a laugh.
You done?
Yeah, and then Haaland up front with Solanke. He's on the armband. Haaland, please bring me some points this week, and hopefully a few people haven't brought him in.
I'm going to start. I've also got Nick Pope in goal as a solid choice. Southampton should be a clean sheet. Then got Castagna and Michaelenko, they're playing each other, so I'm hoping for a 0-0 draw there. And then Kurt Zouma is my other defender. Sterling is Arsenal, complete gamble. I don't see him doing much, but if he does do something, he's there. Bowen against Palace should score. Bill against Leeds. Leeds are so up and down, could get a result there, Bournemouth, hopefully do. Almiron against Southampton on the armband.
Yeah.
Controversial saying that Erling Haaland is in my team, but I'll get into that in a minute. But yeah, Almiron, captain against Southampton, Eze against West Ham, Kane against Liverpool, Haaland, vice-captain against Fulham. Because my thing is, if he's not fit to start, my worry would be that he gets subbed on late into the game, and then my captaincy goes to him, and he only gets 1 point.
Yeah.
Time doubled to 2.
That's an interesting one, isn't it? It's very interesting.
And then Joe Ward's my backup
Almiron
sub in
gets
case
on.
anyone doesn't play.
So, if basically this week we'll rely on, if Haaland starts and plays well for me,
Yeah.
I'm flying, because I do think there'll be people like you that are a little bit nervous.
I'm not going to get nervous right now. Ooh.
But yeah, if as long as I get positive team moves on Friday, Haaland staying as captain. So yeah, that's about all for today.
Yeah.
Just to round up, we're going to have a quick look at the TFC League. Yeah, I'm exactly 450th.
Oh, I don't know, look where I am.
It's going to be somewhere in the 500. Oh no, you're above me, aren't you?
I'm above you.
Yeah.
Sit down.
As for the top 10, Cash Money Sterling in at number 10. He was doing very well at the start of the season, slipped down a little bit, but last week had a very good week. 18 from Jesus, 12 from Almiron, 8 from Martinelli, 11 from De Bruyne, 7 from Saliba, 11 from Trippier, 6 from Cancelo, all on top of a -2 from Chalobah.
My 47 last week knocked me down to 416th.
Oh, I'm catching you. Honestly, I'm catching you. Then we have Wenger Boys in 9th. They've stayed there. Rosenberg arm badge back, still up. It was climbed up to 8th. Darwin Núñez, a brilliant week last week. If we remember back, Prakash, he got 88 points last week. Big gamble, Haaland, Zuma, Almiron, Andreas bringing the points there. Harvey Barnes as well. This week, though, just the 64, and he's been jumped by the likes of FPL Kubo with his 80-point week. Had some really strong assets in there. Had, most importantly, Callum Wilson on his vice-captain. 38 points there. 9 from Dallo, 7 from Salah, 6 from Cancelo, 7 from Robertson, 4 from Perisic, but the big, obviously, was 38 from Callum Wilson. Then, in at number 5, we've got AFC Mozart, Ridwan Ogungide, decent, but has dropped back behind Mindful Primates, who scored 87 this week, largely thanks to captaining Jesus, Martinelli, Almiron, Trossard, Saliba, Akanji, Dallo, Trippier, and Pope. So consistency across the board there. In number 3, onto the podium places now, we've got the Gunners. Then at 2, KLS FC. This is big news, everybody. Caleb Boga Magapi has led the league since pretty much the first game week. 49 points this week.
What went wrong?
9 for Jesus. Had Kane as his captain. And Haaland got subbed out.
And he had Anthony as well, like I didn't, that got
Yep. So tough times there. 8 from Martinelli was his shine there. Dallo as well, 9. Cancelo 6. Burn 6. But overall, really, really tough. So that's allowed Banane. He's gone ahead. He's 10 points clear at the top. And what a game week. 18 from Jesus, 8 from Martinelli, 11 from De Bruyne, 12 from Almiron, 11 Trippier, 9 from Dallo, and 6 from Cancelo. What a good
highest game week I managed to find in our league was the Rockers, down in 48th with 90 points. Trippier 11, Dallo 9, captain De Bruyne on 22, Jesus 9, Martinelli 8, Rashford 8, Saliba 7, Cancelo 6, Pope 6. Really, really solid game week.
I have found a 100 point, exactly
Wow.
100 points. Let me find the name. Armour is the only thing I can read there. There's some other funny little characters. But 19 from Wilson, 22 from De Bruyne, 9 from Jesus, 7 from Trossard, 12 from Almiron, 11 Trippier, 7 Saliba, 6 Cancelo, a few little 2s and 3s across the board. Will be gutted that they had 2 points from Alisson in goal, while Melier with 7 sat on the bench. Also had Rodrigo in their team, so it could have been even higher.
I found another 90-point team.
I've got 92 points.
Similarly, De Bruyne, Almiron, Jesus, Trippier, Cody, Martinez, Lissandro, blimey, and Ellen Edson and Gabriel.
Yeah, there's a few 90s here and there. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else over 100.
100 you read out.
Yeah, I don't think there is. There'll be some more 90s you'll see as you scroll through, but yeah, no other 100-point game weeks. Yeah, I had the same realisation. Anyway, that is all for today. Green Arrow this week for me. Hopefully, it's Green Arrows again next week. And I hope all you guys have good Game Week 15s as well. Get involved in the comments down below if you're watching on YouTube. I want to hear what are your big decisions? Do you need our help solving who you're going to put in your team? Well, yeah, all those kinds of FPL stuff. Any questions you have, who have you got your team, stuff like that. And yeah, if you're in the league, what position are you? Are you ahead of us? Are you below us? But that is all for today. Yeah, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.